my favorite Thor movie is Thor: The Dark World.
It's the best one.
It's the best Thor movie.
It's got the elf guy.
Yeah.
Played Doctor Who.
Yeah, they've got Doctor Who, and they've got Chris Hemsworth with his long hair, and then there's that one scene where Tom Hiddleston, as Loki, turns into Captain America, and he says, "Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Very Reasonable Pilots Podcast. I'm your host, Charles. Along with me, as always, my co-host, editor, producer, co-pilot, and gunner, Jacob Sloth. How are you doing today, Jacob?"
It's weird that Loki says that.
It is weird. And then he says that we're going to pitch some TV shows today. Just one TV show. I'm Captain America. I'm Loki, and I'm also Captain America. And my brother is Chris Hemsworth. And Thor. Look at me. I'm in Crimson Peak.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
That's a movie that Tom Hiddleston has that recently.
You're just trying to stall because you know that we have to come up with this one off the
dome, baby. Off the bloody dome. This is
that phrase,
episode 90. Every 10 episodes, Jake and I decide to call a truce on the war of figuring out who has a better pilot, and we decide that we are going to both pitch a pilot together simultaneously.
If the war is about anything, it's about who has to pitch this week.
Yeah,
no, you pitch. I don't want to pitch. I didn't write anything. My idea sucks. You go.
I was up till 4 a.m. I don't want to go. Yeah, but today we have to stop that, and we have to work together to pitch a television show idea. And I recently found out that, you know the show Smiling Friends? It's
never heard of it.
It's an Adult Swim animated comedy.
Sounds kind of psychotic.
It's pretty fun. It's made by two internet comedian animators. You know?
Oh, so not at all us, because we can't animate. We're not funny.
Well, yeah, exactly. But I found out that those two animators had a podcast together where each episode they would pitch a TV show at the end of it. And
you're joking.
No, I'm not. Did
they steal our idea before we did it? Those hacks.
I know.
How dare they?
But they would have it would be like a stream, and they do stuff for the whole stream, and then at the end they pitch a TV show. Right?
So not our idea.
No.
Similar, but not quite.
Not as good as our idea.
No, our idea is better. And our ideas are better.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But, yeah, and that's all. I think we need to get picked up by Adult Swim. Adult Swim, where are your...
Like, literally, picked up and carried. I don't like walking places, so just bring me there.
Ted Laszlo. Is that his name? It's Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
that's on Apple TV.
Oh yeah, no. There's a guy, I forget his name. Head of Adult Swim.
Head of Adult Swim.
He's got
Laszlo's a show they had on Cartoon Network, I think. Camp Laszlo. Yeah,
Camp Laszlo. But there was a different guy.
Do they name?
They might have
head of Adult Swim after Camp Laszlo.
They actually might have. Wait, I want to look up her.
It wasn't the other way around. Definitely was.
Birdman creator.
This is all good stuff. We're really just procrastinating here because we don't want to come up with something.
Yeah,
out of nowhere.
I can't find it, but it's somebody. So I feel like we should come up with a comedy.
Comedy?
Yeah, comedy.
That's the easiest when it's just you and me.
Yeah.
Hard to get serious because you'll just throw jokes in, or I'll throw jokes in.
Yeah.
It all falls apart.
And if it's serious and I'm doing it, you know it's gonna have a sad ending. And if it's serious and you're doing it, you know it's gonna actually secretly be a dream, or like
yeah. It'll probably have a sad ending.
Yeah, or it'll go back in time at the end and reset, or something's gonna happen. So
God. What am I, Christopher Nolan?
I guess.
I wish, actually. Could I be Christopher Nolan? That'd be cool.
Yeah, let's kill Christopher Nolan. Here. What if we killed Christopher Nolan and stole his identity?
I think we could do it.
I think if we got on each other's shoulders, we could look like Christopher Nolan.
Is he tall?
No. He's like normal man height.
We're normal man height.
I know, but I feel like it wouldn't feel right if it was just one of us dressed like Christopher Nolan. It would have to be both of us. Either we both have to dress up like Christopher Nolan, and there would just be two Christopher Nolans, or like I would have to kill and dress up like Christopher Nolan's brother, and you would have to dress up like Christopher Nolan. And we could steal their lives. Because Christopher Nolan's brother is the script writing assistant. He's the script guy.
He wrote Memento. Well, he didn't actually write all of it. He wrote it with his brother, I think.
Yeah,
but.
I think Chris Nolan and his brother, they wrote all the Batman movies. They wrote all the Batman movies that have ever been made. Christopher Nolan wrote them. He was a baby, and in 1966, he wrote the Batman movie script. And he was like, shark repellent sounds pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. We're really avoiding this show.
What about it's a company, right? This is a show about a company that makes all of the really weird, obscure gadgets for all the superheroes, right?
Did we kind of do that with Hitman's department store?
Yeah, but they just had guns in Hitman.
Yeah, but see, they ain't similar, though, because I'm doing a sitcom, I assume, inside this company. Is that your goal?
Yeah. Maybe, how about just the factory where they're making the gadgets? No, but that doesn't... There's not enough jokes in that setup. Factory. Full of, just batarangs and grappling hooks and other stuff. What about...
Okay.
Well, okay, how about this? Fashion magazine made solely for superheroes.
Fashion magazine made solely for superheroes.
Or made a fashion...
Where would that go, though? I don't see where that's going.
A fashion magazine about... superhero fashion, right? Because superheroes are constantly changing their costumes, slight tweaks and alterations,
What's the show about? What's the meat of that, Charlie? I don't know what the meat is.
I'm
not really contributing here. I'm just sort of criticizing everything you say.
Yeah, but it's fun. That's how we do our best work. We have it so that our main character, right, is an intern, right? She's working in this new magazine, in this fashion magazine. And she got the job because her brother is a superhero. And so she was able to get an exclusive about his costume and all of his stuff. And she wrote it and sent it in, and it was one of the best researched pieces that this magazine has ever gotten. So they hired her. But she can't tell them that her brother is a superhero, because then they'll leak his identity. Right? So maybe it could be like less of a fashion magazine, and it's like a superhero tabloid, right? Like a superhero...
so we get all the dirt on superheroes.
Yeah.
Sort of like how, what's that one show? The Boys, and all the superheroes have weird vices.
Yeah, but we do
So we get into all the weird vices of superheroes and have investigative tabloid sort of stuff.
Yeah, but it's more like they're paparazzi and you know.
So not as investigative, more just
like the Daily Mail, you know?
Mm-hmm. Like the New York Post.
Yeah, and we can have our main character, Sheila Darlin. No, that's not her name. Sheila Waller.
Sheila Waller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Sheila Waller.
Sheila. Sheila. Nah, what? Sheila's got too many syllables, you know? Sheila. We can say Sheila all the time. That's terrible.
Sheila!
We get tired. Our tongues are going to be exhausted. The actors will quit because they'll be like, I'm not saying that.
I refuse to say that word.
Yeah.
That filthy word. Sheila. Ugh. Okay, how about, Leah?
Leah, I'm good with that.
Okay, Leah Waller she's just recently gotten out of a long-term relationship with a superhero. Right? How's that?
Named Bart
Simpson.
Bart Ridley.
Bart Ridley
is a speedster.
Yeah.
And they broke up because he never really had time for her. Because I like the idea that speedsters, they can't cope with conversation because it's too slow.
Yeah, or maybe he cheated on her a bunch because he could be everywhere at once.
I was just making it tragic. He can't be with her because
he's a scumbag.
She's too slow for him.
Yeah, he's a scumbag, and so she's
you're making him a scumbag. I was making it tragic. We're on two different wavelengths here.
But we can
make him a scumbag. But I feel like they always do that. I always make the ex-boyfriend a scumbag. Why can't we make it tragic?
All right, we'll make it maybe he was killed. And how about
why can't we do this thing?
No,
let's do it. Come on.
Okay.
She's too slow for him.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. She's too slow for him. She's too slow for him. And
but it's not like it sounds awful, but it's like Sounds like he's being a jerk, but it's not. He has to date other speedsters because
his physiology, not physiology.
It's unbearable. It's like dating a sloth in Zootopia.
It's like dating a baby. Or like it's like dating an old person.
A sloth in Zootopia.
Have you ever been around an old person when they try and type something? You know? And they just like...
Or the sloth from Zootopia. How many times do I have to say this?
I know.
Before you get to my analogy was perfect.
Well, maybe our audience has not seen Zootopia.
Okay, well, the sloth in Zootopia is really slow.
We've all seen old
speaks
people.
Slow. We've talked about this before, so if they haven't seen Zootopia yet, I don't know what's wrong with you. Because it's an okay movie. It's
pretty good.
Like a 6 or 7 out of 6
It's
out of
like a
5 out of 10.
It's
4,
like
maybe a 4.
I'll give it a 7. No,
1 out of 10.
Give it
Don't
a
see
6.
this movie. It's awful. 0 out of 10.
It's a fun, like, detective story for kids.
If you're 8 years old, you'll love it. All right, so the sloth in Zootopia. That's what our Bart...
Alan. What's his name?
Bart Ridley.
Bart Ridley, yeah.
Bart Ridley has that problem. He's not even in the frickin' show, so I don't know we're talking about him so much.
Yeah.
It's mainly about the girl whose name was something Waller. Leah Waller. There we go.
And she has just broken up with Bart, and she is in this superhero-infested world where there's always somebody needing saving. There's big explosions and robots and, you know, lasers. I think we have to make this a little bit closer to comic booky than The Boys, because The Boys is basically just like they're superheroes, you know, and that's it. Whereas in comics there's like aliens and robots and mad scientists and like gods and monsters and shit. I think we have to include a bit more like interdimensional gods and monsters, and like there's a mad scientist who can, you know, makes a serum that turns you into a giant, you know, lizard man or something, you know? All sorts of weird stuff that happens in comic books. And, you know, she's just recently broken up with him. Her heart's a little shattered, and she just got this new job. She's moved halfway across the country for this new job, and she's gotten at a small tabloid newspaper called the
Supes. Supes Reporter.
That's a terrible The Supes Reporter?
Something Supes.
Yeah, I think something Supes. Maybe, can we make...
Daily Supes.
Daily Soup.
The Supes Times. Supes Chronicle.
How about Supes Soup? And it's Supes, S-U-P-E-S.
The Daily Soup.
Yeah. All right.
Daily Soup. We like that, because then it's like... Sort of got like the, like, you know, how the tea, like people use the word tea as like, oh, spill the tea and stuff like that.
In this universe.
But we're using soup. Because soup is also made out of liquid.
It is.
And Supes is an abbreviation of superhero. So it makes sense.
And their rival newspaper will be called what word also means daily? The Morning Stew.
The Morning Stew. You know, like, that's a stupid name because I have anything to do with superhero. Morning Stew.
And they were like, shut up! And then they set something on fire.
Yep.
Yeah. And so, she gets to work. It's her first day. She's moved halfway across the country. Who does she meet? Who's our people? Who's also working?
Well, how does she get the job? Do we have the brother thing that we were talking about or no?
I don't think...
Her brother can be Spider-Man, essentially. He'll be called the Zipper, and he can... he can't shoot webs, but he can, like...
He controls zippers with his mind. He can fire zippers out of his hands.
We call him the Zipper because he zips around. That's why I was saying that.
Yeah.
And he can, like, he can, like, hop from building to building, but, like, the sides of the buildings.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he can stick to buildings.
Maybe
he can't swing, so he's just sort of, like, jumping. Like wall jumping.
Maybe we call him the Hopper then. Or he could be like... I'm trying to think of, like, an animal that we could base his powers off of, and he could be like a tree frog, or like an iguana, or something, or what's that one? Chameleon, and he's got a really long tongue, and that's how he gets from building to building, like, and like his tongue fires all the way across to the other side of the building and he swings with it.
The difference between Charlie and I is he goes with the weirdest crap ever, and I go for something vaguely normal, which makes it, I don't know, interesting in a way.
I feel it does.
So we're going with the lizard.
The lizard.
The chameleon. What's a tongue? The frog.
The frog.
Oh my god, because he could jump and he can
shoot
his tongue. Mm-hmm. The frog is a stupid name. The toad, maybe?
Yeah, but these are...
Mr. Toad?
Yeah, okay, Mr. Toad. Mr. Toad Face.
No. With Roman face, that's ridiculous. He's a superhero.
Yeah.
He picked his name, okay?
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe he picked it when he was young, so that's why he went with Mr. Toad.
That would be funny if superhero name was like a gamer tag, and you pick it once, and then you're just stuck with it. And so,
that's the way it is. He built renown when he was young, so he can't switch it now.
Yeah.
He tries to switch it all the time. Maybe that's where he wants to change it to Zipper, but they won't let him change it because they're like, "Oh, it's Mr. Toad." And he's like, "It's Zipper now." And he's like, whatever, Mr. Toad."
Okay, Mr. Toad, thanks for saving us from that fire. Bye. And he's got like a burnt tongue. And he's like, "You're welcome." His mouth is full of his huge tongue. And in his normal life, everyone thinks he's just got a speech impediment. He's actually just got a huge tongue because he uses it for crime fighting. What?
Anyway.
Here, I'll fill my mouth with this sock, and then you can see if
Leah Waller. Shut up. Leah Waller. So she's been around superheroes all her life.
Yeah.
And she needed a job, and so that's why she's working at this place. Because she has this experience as someone that's dated and been related to superheroes.
Yeah, maybe we can... She part of her resume is that she, like, has been involved in multiple, like, world-ending events. You know?
Mm-hmm. And so that's why they want to hire her, because she's, like, always around when things are going crazy.
Yeah.
It's because she knows so many superheroes.
Yeah, because that's always the thing that annoys me the most in, like, superhero stories. It'll be like, oh my god, the world's ending, and only these 4 people can stop it, and like 3 of those people are like superheroes, and then one of the 4 people is just somebody's girlfriend. But she saves the day in the end because she, like, you know, throws the spear, or, you know,
presses the button.
Yeah, or shoots the gun, you know, whatever. So I'm imagining she's kind of like a Lois Lane type, you know, and maybe she was a big time journalist in the New York City analog that we have.
Yeah, and so now she's going to Los Angeles to this the Daily Soup because she wants to escape this high adrenaline lifestyle. Mm-hmm. But instead of escaping the high adrenaline, she finds like this new seedy existence in Los Angeles. So instead of crazy world-ending events like there is in New York all the time, it's more Daredevil, less it's all this
Spider-Man
tabloidy stuff. And, you know, smaller time criminal stuff.
Like she's running around. I imagine like she's got pictures. She's taking pictures. She's got a camera and she's taking a lot of pictures. Maybe she's got one superhero gadget with her at all times. Like she's got one thing, like a grappling hook or something, that she only uses in cases of emergency. Or she's got like a laser gun or like a shrink ray or something, you know? Something weird and comic booky that she could whip out in times of extreme stress. What would be good? I'm trying to think.
Okay, let's say that their dad and mom were the
they were a superhero.
What's a good word for
scientist?
I'm saying they're like a tech scientist duo.
Oh, yeah.
Where they would like make gadgets, and so that's why she has some gadgets.
Yeah, she's like a half Jarvis, half.
They were the
the Tinkerer,
Mr. and Mrs. Tech
Bolt Face
Tectonic.
Maybe they were a supervillain couple.
No, they're parents.
Yeah, I know. They were a supervillain couple like way earlier in their life when they were crazy teens.
Oh, so and then they became heroes.
Yeah, and then they reformed and settled down, and then they were brought in because you know they always do that. They'll get a retired hero or villain, and they'll bring them back in for one last mission. You know, and so they were rehabilitated in the public's eyes.
Yeah, and they have cute conversations about it. We're like, back when your father and I were in our supervillain phase. Like, it's like a goth phase or something like that.
Yeah.
That was our supervillain phase. Like, everyone goes through their supervillain phase.
Yeah, we threatened the president of Ecuador.
It's so funny.
You were so handsome.
When we
back
turned
then?
everyone in Spain into androids. Oh.
Remember when we made everyone get addicted to crab legs? That was crazy.
But Leah, that's her name, right? Leah.
Yeah. And
she's like the black sheep of the family because she doesn't have superpowers.
She doesn't have any remarkable abilities. Because sometimes, like, a character won't have superpowers, but they'll, like, be super, super smart, right?
Yeah, she's not super smart, and she doesn't have any cool flying abilities.
She can't fly, she can't shoot lasers, she refuses to get involved with any dangerous science. Maybe that's something that throughout high school, their parents were constantly pushing her and her brother to get involved with, like, dangerous scientific experiments. Like,
there's just, like, vats of acid around the house.
Yeah.
And, oh my god, a great prank would be their parents put a bucket of acid on top of the door.
Yeah.
So when she opens it, but she, like, carefully goes around it all the time.
That would be funny. And so
like, her entire childhood was them trying to make her a superhero. That'd be good, because then we can have, like, her being traumatized by this as a factor of the show.
Yeah, and you can
and
still
she has
see
to get
that
over the fact that she's not a superhero and doesn't want to be.
And you can still see a little bit of that supervillain energy in that, just trying to dump acid on your children.
Yeah, because you want them to be super.
Yeah, but so maybe she can have a freeze ray. Do you think a freeze ray would be good?
Yeah,
but it's got cartridges, so she's got to change it out every couple of blasts. So it's
something that her parents, like, forced on her when she moved out of New York, because they're like, well, we can't protect you anymore, so you got to take this. And she's like, I don't want your gadgets, Mom. And she'd be like, you need to take this, okay? I'm not going to let you go unless you take this. She's like, I'm an adult. I can go if I want to. And she'll be like, and then, like, ominous music will start playing, like a violin, and the mom's voice will get all dark, and she'll be like, I control you or something.
Yeah.
You only leave from my will. And she's like, Mom, you're doing the supervillain thing again.
And all the
she's like, oh, well, I just worry about you, and I think you should take this.
As she gets all ominous and scary, and, like, all of the robots, because I'm assuming their house is just completely filled with, like, animatronic and robots and stuff. All the robots, like, turn to her, and, like, turrets fall out of the ceiling and everything, and, like, point at her.
Red.
And then it's like, Mom,
you're doing the thing again.
You're doing the thing again. We've talked about this. This is why you and Dad go to couples therapy, all right? Now, don't forget to take your pills. I love you, and have a good time. I'll call you when I get there.
And she gets on the plane, opens her backpack, and the freeze ray's there, and she's like, "Jeez, Mom, maybe constantly meddling with my life."
She gets she gets into the airport, and, like, she goes through airport security, and she's, like, totally fine. And then when they pull her aside and they open her bag, and it's just full of a freeze ray and, like, cartridges.
And a little cute note that says, like, I thought you might need this, love, Mom, heart.
Yeah. And she's like, fine. And
airport security guy's like, is this so this is a freeze ray? And she's like, how did you know that's a freeze ray? Oh, well, see, we also have superhero security, so you're gonna have to go through that.
This is a tier 6 level freeze ray.
You can't go through human security if you got a freeze ray. And so now she's got to go through, like, the superhero TSA line with all the superheroes.
And she's the only one in normal people clothes.
Yeah.
And she, like, takes her shoes off, and she's, like, done in 5 seconds. And like, sometimes, they'll have, like, the boots that go up to their waists. And they're, like, trying to get those off, and they've got, like, a Jean Grey sitting on the ground as the Scott Summers pulls the boot off of her. And it takes, like, 5 minutes. And she's, like, all, like, half naked with the boots off.
And then maybe they just put, like, a little, I don't know, a little bug thing on it. And it's like, all right, the freeze ray will be inactive while you're on the plane. Please head through to your flight. Yeah.
And so she goes there. She's, doing some investigating. Maybe she's got it's like they're at a newspaper, so they're sitting at desks. Maybe she's got, like, somebody sitting, should it be across? Like, their desks are touching, at the front and they're just laptop backs are towards each other, or should they be next to each other? Do you think? Turning over.
In front.
Yeah.
Going across. Yeah. They have like a half wall in front, so you have to like peer up, but you have your own space.
And maybe
you can easily talk to people.
The person who is working across from her couldn't more obviously be a superhero. Like he's like 6'3".
They introduce him and he's like, and she'll be like, "Hi, I'm Leah Waller." And he's like, "Oh, I'm Richard Danger." And she's like, "Oh, really, Richard Danger?" He's like, "Yeah, I do this during the day, but during the night I have the real fun." She's like, "You're really obvious." He's like, "What do you mean?
Real fun doing
I'm mysterious."
What? And he's like, bowling. I go bowling a lot. And he's like this 6 foot tall, all muscles. He basically just looks like The Rock, but he's in like a shirt that's like 2 sizes too small. He's in his little tie, and he's like hunched over doing the typing. Yeah, that would be funny.
He's very clearly this universe's Superman. Mm-hmm. Like very obviously, and everyone else, like he looks just like Superman. There's no different.
Yeah.
Like this universe's Superman, whatever the hell we're gonna call it.
Ultimate, super famous, strong man. Strength man. His name's just Strength.
It's gotta be something stupid like Ultimate Man or cool guy.
How about just the much better Superman?
Much better Superman. Man Super.
Man Super. Yeah. He's from
Man Super.
He's like a Kryptonian, except he lived on his planet for the first 5 years of his life, so he still hasn't gotten used to Earth culture. And their version of Kryptonians, because of the red sunlight. Their version of Kryptonians only. That would be great if we gave him like
Dutch accent.
A weird thick Dutch accent, and he's just like, yeah, I'm from space. And they're like, are you sure you're not from the Netherlands? And we're like, no, it's definitely from space.
It's definitely space.
My whole planet.
Space is actually just the Netherlands. It's kind of during the whole colonial phase. Mm-hmm. Most of the European nations, they went to Americas or Africa or
Australia,
Asia.
Yeah.
The Dutch, they went to space.
They went to space and Africa, but mostly space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so she's just like, maybe I feel like we should give her a little buddy, like a little friend who can come with her. Maybe her
best friend.
Maybe she gets paired with
from high school lives out there.
Yeah,
they separated when she went to when she got a job and stuff. Mm-hmm. Went to New York, but she reunites with her best friend from high school, whose name is Kat. And is very clearly a low-level supervillain.
Yeah, she's like a cat burglar. Yeah,
she's got a bunch of cats. She's very clearly like a
Catwoman archetype.
Like Catwoman, like a parody of Catwoman.
Mm-hmm. And she's
I'm imagining like a Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman though. She's got like the stringy curly hair, lots of cats.
See, I was
circular
imagining
spectacles.
I was imagining a Halle Berry Catwoman. But I guess I also kind of imagined Leah as being kind of a Halle Berry type. Halle Berry in Catwoman, not Halle Berry now.
I was thinking of making Catwoman like literally kind of a cat woman, where she like, she has her friend from high school, right? She has like a blog that does well, and so she's a blogger. That's her job, and she just stays home all day. She's a thoroughly a home person. Yeah. And she has a bunch of cats, and always wears big cozy sweaters and that kind of. She's that kind of person.
Yeah.
Get.
Maybe she's obviously been turned into a part cat person, but she does her best to hide it, and that's why she has
her eyes just like every once in a while they switch to like the orangey cat eyes and have like the little things, and she's like, oh, sorry. That's what happens when you allergies. I'm allergic to cats.
You gotta fight for what you love.
Maybe that's what her thing is. She was allergic to cats, but she loves cats, and so eventually she got superpowers because she hung out with cats all the time, despite her allergies.
She took a experimental allergy suppressant, and it transformed her DNA to become like 1/6 the cat's
Feline.
DNA.
Yeah.
And so she's got 9
She
lives.
got, faster reflexes. She can land softly from high heights.
Yeah. She thinks she's got 9 lives, but she just like keeps narrowly avoiding death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially, she's when you throw cheese at her, she just sort of panics.
Mm-hmm. She
I've
hates.
seen those videos of people throw cheese on cats' faces.
I like them. They're good.
So that's her friend. We'll call her Cat. That's what I said earlier, right?
Yeah.
Cat.
Dogs.
What's her last name?
Dogson.
Her name's Catherine, probably. Cat for short.
Catherine Dogson.
No, that's just silly.
And her super villain persona can be Dog Cat.
Why are there dogs involved? She's
I don't know.
cat.
It's to distract her enemies.
Cat. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Anyway, that's her best friend. They hang out all the time. Mm-hmm. They go to cat cafes and they drink boba tea.
And they hold hands like friends should.
Okay. You want to talk about something, Charlie? Like friends should, he says.
Yeah.
Anyway.
She can... I guess we should come up with the first episode idea.
Well, the first episode is probably her deciding to go here.
Yeah, and then she, gets her apartment set up, and it's like a tiny little thing, and she's like, oh, thank God, I get to live by myself, I don't have to deal with any superhero stuff, I can just be a normal person. And she gets...
Then, as that happens, Man Super's body gets thrown through the building and smashes, lands on her couch, covered in rubble.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, hey, Leah. And she's like, see, look, how are you? You're not supposed to.
What?
How are you? You're supposed to pretend you don't know me.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know you. Bye. And then he like zooms off, and you can see him punch a supervillain in the distance.
Yeah.
And she sighs and moves into a different apartment that's a lot shittier.
Like,
or maybe her first apartment looks really nice. And she's like, I can't believe I found this like affordable place in Los Angeles for only $800 a month. This is insane. It's got 2 bedrooms. It's huge. And he destroys it completely.
Mm-hmm. And then she like...
The only problem is I don't have renter's insurance yet.
I haven't gotten to sign my renter's insurance. God damn it. Like, all of her stuff is destroyed. We show her showing up in LA with like 3 duffel bags and 2 big boxes. And then when she moves into the second apartment, she's just got 1 duffel bag. And like the hobo stick with a handkerchief on the end.
Yeah.
Just like all my stuff is destroyed. The only thing
she now lives in the same building as Cat. And, they hang out all the time. I like when you have in sitcom shows like they live in the same building, maybe across the hall from each other.
Yeah. And Cat.
Yeah, maybe Cat's kind of like Kramer, where she just barges in and starts eating her food.
Mm-hmm. But she'll
just barge in and she'll open her cabinet and be like, "You got any cat food?
Any tuna?"
And she'll be like, I don't have cats. Why would I have cat food? You should really have cat food. I mean, it's really considerate. What if you see a stray cat? Who's going to feed it? You're not. That's right, because you don't have cat food.
Yeah, what if somebody, I don't know who, somebody comes in here looking for cat food because they're hungry, because they will like to eat cat food, or they're out of cat food. Imagine that. That would be considerate if you had some cat food for them to eat. Mm-hmm. Like a person, or a cat. Mostly a person. And then to like, do you want to go to the store with me? Yay! Let's go! And she like starts walking towards the Petco, and Leah's like, no, we're going to the Target. I need to get like drapes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we can like occasionally we can have a gag where Cat is like climbing. Maybe we don't give her a last name. We just call her Cat. Mm-hmm. We can see her like climbing through, on the window outside and like swinging through. You get a Batman guy chasing her, and maybe that could be funny. In one episode, for a few episodes, Cat's apartment is being like renovated or fumigated or something. So she has to live with Leah for a little bit, and we can walk in. Leah could walk in on Cat and this world's version of Batman just getting busy on the couch. She's like, "Oh, come on!"
And she'd be like, "Wait, are you billionaire playboy Rick
Kane?"
Rick Kane?" And
no,
he'd be like, no,
I'm not. and then he throws like a gas in her face. But he's like
he can't be like a bat though. What is he? Is he like a hawk? Hawkman. No, they already have
Hogman. He's
no,
like
can't do
Hogman. Hogman. Yeah, it's a pig man. The Crow. No.
The Crow. I like that.
Yeah, but there's already a comic book character called the Crow.
Crowman.
Yeah, Crowman.
The Vulture.
Again, Spider-Man villain.
Yeah, but he can be something.
Vulture Man.
It's a good bird.
Condor
Eagle.
Boy.
Eagle Man.
Boy. Eagle Man.
It's gotta be man, not boy.
Nah, his sidekick.
This guy's an adult.
Eagle Man and his sidekick.
The Sparrow.
Sparrow Boy.
I like Sparrow.
Yeah, I do too. I think Sparrow should be his Robin, but it's like.
Ah, damn, you're right. It should be his Robin.
Yeah.
He can be.
I think Eagle Man or Vulture Man. You know.
The Eagle.
The Eagle. Yeah, the
Eagle and Sparrow. Eagle and Sparrow. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and his version of Robin can be just like, it's like he got the gamer tag, so he's like he's like a 30-year-old man, but he still has to wear the little shorts and everything.
Yeah.
He's like.
That's good. I like that. Actually.
Yeah. And what should the first season story arc be?
It's kind of just her getting used to the city. Mm-hmm. Maybe she's doing some stories.
Yeah. Maybe she's getting it. Maybe she goes on like a speed dating thing, and she speed dates a bunch of guys, and they're all
superheroes.
They're all very obviously superheroes, except for one of them who just seems like a normal guy. Turns out
they start dating.
He's the only one of that group who was actually a superhero, and a lot of
guys the rest of them are just normal dudes.
Yeah,
but his name was like really basic. It was just
Alan Schmidt.
And Alan Schmidt is actually
he's the Punisher of this universe. Like, he's just an absolute unrepentant murderer.
Yeah.
I do what needs to be done. Like, bro, you shot some like protesters the other day. No, they were looters actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be good. What should we call this show?
What's the meat of the show? What's her job, right?
I think her job is just like digging up things about superheroes, but also I think we should make it so that she has like a lot of free time to just kind of explore this weird satirical version of a superhero world. So like maybe this is a very underfunded newspaper that no one reads, so she just writes like lists. You know?
Maybe she gets to write what she wants because of the way the newspaper is, because she has so much
street
experience and credibility.
Yeah.
So she can write whatever she wants. Mm-hmm. So maybe she has like an opinions column and she critiques what superheroes do.
Yeah.
Like she's like, well, what's his name? Man
like
Super really could have taken out evil guy if he just did this space and didn't destroy the city in the process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We could just...
And, stuff like that. Like,
we could start each episode with her, like the actress we have playing the main character of Lee, reading her article. Mm-hmm. Or, like, reading some of the article, and that's, like, as the show starts. Like Sex and the City. That's how a lot of Sex and the City episodes start.
Supes and the City. That's the name of the show.
Supes and the City. I like that. That sounds good. Supes in the City.
Supes in the City or Supes and the City? Supes in the City.
I think Supes in the City.
Supes in the City.
All right.
I like it too. I feel like this show really got somewhere.
I'm
agree. Skeptical at first, but I like it.
I like it too. I would watch this show. I think this could make like a good 10-minute episode, like sort of filler show, you know? Not filler, but like you put it on at like midnight to 1. And it shares a time slot with, like, SpongeBob. Well, or
yeah. I like it, like 15 minutes, 20-minute show.
Yeah.
Nice, concise. It's nothing's ever crazy serious. It's a kind of show where you can jump into any episode, really.
Yeah.
You probably just need to watch the first one, and then you can really watch any episode.
Yeah, and we could do, like, for the season finale, we could do a 2-parter where there's an alien invasion. And then, for the Christmas special, because in all the comic book universes, Santa's real. So we could do in this universe...
Santa's her uncle.
Or Santa's just not real, but all the superheroes believe Santa's real.
Oh my god, yeah.
And so she has to constantly just prove to these guys that Santa's not real.
Mm-hmm.
And she's the only one in this universe who believes Santa isn't real. That would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Supes in the city. And final thing in this show. We have to pick who are we playing. I think could I play the newspaper's angry editor?
Newspaper's angry editor.
Yeah, like the guy who's in charge, like the Perry White, you know? I'm in charge of it all, but I'm just like super pissed off all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And who do you want to be? Man Super.
Man Super.
Yeah. We could do like
I would definitely want to be Man Super if I could do the voice.
Yeah.
If I could figure out like a good, like, happy, strong voice, that'd be fun.
We could do like the opposite of what they did to Chris Evans in that first Captain America movie. You know? They did CGI to make him a little skinny little boy. Mm-hmm. And in reality, he was a big buff man. And we could do it flipped, so we take your skinny little boy body and we put a big buff man on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks, Charles.
But it's your face.
I thought this show would be animated anyway. So
I did too. Matter. Yeah.
This is like 15 minutes an episode. It better be animated. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And with this budget, that'd have to be massive if this was live action.
It would be great, though. You know what? I am happy with this show. Good job, Jacob. High five. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for listening to the Very Reasonable Pilots podcast. I've been your host, Charles. Along with me, as always, has been my co-host, editor, producer, co-pilot, and gunner, Jacob Sloth. If you like what you heard here and you want to hear more, give us a like, follow, subscribe on YouTube, Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, other things also, probably. Pretty much anywhere that you can find podcasts, except for Deezer. If you want to help the show, please leave a comment.
I think it might be on Deezer.
Is it?
Is there a reason it's on Deezer? It's on Stitcher, I know that.
Oh, yeah, Stitcher. That's the one I was talking about. If you want to help the show, leave a comment. Tell us who you think we should play in this show. Who would you want to play in this show? Thank you all for listening.